Chapter 18, The Buried Decision. The chamber felt smaller now. The structure's faint glow cast long blue shadows across the walls, making everything feel unsteady. The hum in the air had settled into a constant low drone, like distant machinery that never quit stopping. Vance stood frozen at the console for a long moment, staring at the star map where dozens of blinking signals pulsed in sync. Then he turned slowly. "That aligns with one of our oldest theories," he said quietly. Maya whipped around to face him. "Wait, what?" She took a step closer, hands balling into her fists at her side. "You had theories about this? Alien memory wipes, global reset systems, and you didn't think to mention it?" Vance exhaled through his nose. His expression was tight. It was never more than a hypothesis. Data points, not proof. Adrian pushed off the wall where he'd been leaning, his face pale but angry. "What kind of data points?" Vance gestured at the console, the structures, the orbital signals, the genetic anomalies we could never explain. If humanity, or whatever we were, had interstellar capabilities, why lose it completely? No records, no technology remains, nothing. Adrian crossed his arms. "So what's your theory?" Vance met his eyes steadily. "Intentional suppression, not loss. It's a choice." Maya laughed, sharp and humorless. "People don't just choose to forget how to travel between stars." "They do," Adrian said quietly. "If it's the only way to survive." She spun towards him. "What's that even mean?" Adrian held her gaze. His voice was low but firm. "The figures showed me. They weren't running from the disaster. They were running from themselves." Vance nodded once. "That fits. Exponential growth becomes exponential consumption. Intelligence scales. But so does destruction. Planets don't just get used up. They get optimized to death." Maya stared between them. Her frustration was building. "You're both talking like this makes sense. We have fossils, evolutionary records, 20,000 years of human hit all of the planets," Vance cut in. "What if that's all we remember? What if the star in our night sky aren't new, but just familiar? Remnants we left behind." Adrian's paced a few steps. His sneakers squeaked against the polished floor. They saw the cycle: expand, build, consume, collapse. They built the departure system as a failsafe. If they started repeating the pattern here, the system activates, Vance finished. Resets the memory slate, starts humanity over at zero. Maya stopped pacing, her hands on her hips. "You're saying we wipe ourselves out every few thousand years like comics Alzheimer's?" "Not every time," Adrian said. "Only when we fail the test." "A test for what?" she demanded. "Restraint," Vance said. The word hung in the air. Maya blinked at him. "Restraint?" Vance nodded. The ability to advance without destroying, to have knowledge without consuming everything it touches. Adrian stopped pacing. "That's why all the pool feels familiar. It's not an invasion, it's judgment." The structure pulsed again behind them, brighter this time. The blue symbol reappeared on its surface, holding the steady now instead of fading. Maya turned to look at it, her voice dropping. "And we're failing again?" Vance tapped on the console. The star map zoomed out, slowing the orbital object much closer now. In descent steady and unhurried, the system's timeline is compressing. It's not waiting for civilization-level collapse anymore. "Why?" Adrian asked. Vance's finger hesitated over the controls. "I think it's you." Adrian stiffened. "Me?" The touch, the memory sync. You woke up to something the system didn't expect. Maya stepped proactively in front of Adrian. "Great, so now what? We just wait for the alien eviction notice?" "No," Vince said. He pulled up a new display. Seismic readings from across the globe. The structures worldwide are linking. Energy systems and energy signals are forming a grid. Adrian leaned over the console. "Like what?" Departure infrastructure, Vance said flatly. If the orbital object reaches low atmosphere, the network activates fully. Maya's eyes widened. Departure to where? Vance looked at the star map. Not here. Adrian straightened. Back to the worlds we came from. The chamber lights flickered overhead. Somewhere above, metal groaned against metal. Maya grabbed the edge of the console. We need to get out of here. Warn people. Do something. Vance shook his head. The surface sites are already active. People worldwide are feeling the pull. Some are already moving towards them. Adrian's face hardened. Then we find the source, or we cut the connection? Vance gave him a long look. You want to attack a system older than human civilization? Adrian met his gaze evenly. I want to survive. Maya looked between them, then at the glowing structure. And if we can't, is this really the end of the line? Vance turned back to the console, his voice quieter now. Then we failed the test. The structure symbol pulsed once more, bright enough to cast their shadows long across the chamber floor. Adrian stared at it. What happens if we pass? Vance didn't answer right away. He watched the readings climb. The orbital object is growing larger on screen. I don't know, he said finally, but whatever it is, it's not what we accept. Or expect, Maya finished. The hum deepened, and the choice they'd thought they'd already made suddenly felt very, very far away.